Dripping lights paint the skies, all because of you. Dripping lights paint the skies, only you. So alive. Oh, the sunrise on the loneliest night. Oh, the sunrise into our golden. Blaming me for playing with fire. Leave your fears and worries behind you. I better like you're flying solo. I wish you'd stay to make it worthwhile. We scream loud on a coast of sunshine. Nothing can stop us, we're on the best ride. Only you can keep me smiling. Beautiful that you are hiding. You are the sunrise on the loneliest night. Whoa, the sunrise on the loneliest night. Whoa, the sunrise on the loneliest night. Whoa, the sunrise and you are golden. You are the sunrise on the loneliest night. Oh, the sunrise on the loneliest night. Oh, the sunrise on the loneliest night. Oh, the sunrise and you are golden. The sunrise and you are golden. Oh, the sunrise on the loneliest night. Oh, the sunrise on the loneliest night. Oh, the sunrise on the loneliest night. Oh, the sunrise and you are golden.
I want you to show me how to get to know someone like you, someone like you. I want you to know me, 'cause I know then you'll see we could be true, we can be true. I want you to see what I see in us, something so real, something so real. I want you to see that this is a love that we both feel, that we both feel. And how will we ever know if the love will ever grow without trying, without trying? And how will we ever see if we are meant to be? It's terrifying, it's terrifying. That we're meant to be. We're meant to be. That we're meant to be. We've both been there before. When a love shuts the door, it's a losing game. It's a losing game. But this time it's more than another love war. This ain't the same. This ain't the same. They say love heals all. It makes it all alright. In time. In time. My heart still feels the breaking, but you make my world so bright. It feels so right. It feels so right. And how will we ever feel that what we've got is real? There's no denying. There's no denying. And how will we ever see if we are meant to be? It's terrifying. It's terrifying. And how will we ever know if the love will ever grow without trying, without trying? And how will we ever see if we are meant to be? It's terrifying, it's terrifying. Your heart is heavy, happiness unknown. Sometimes you need someone to make you think that better things will come. I may not always be there every day, but I'll try to be the one who helps you feel okay. I'll try. I'll Do you want to be more? But emptiness can make you feel unsure. So come with me and soar. I'll make it feel like you've not felt before. I may not always help in every way, but I'll try to be the one who makes things less mundane. I'll try. I'll try. I could be the one to make it come undone. Could you open up to love, love?
Just like the wind, she slipped through my fingers. Yeah, just like the earth beneath fell away, and this blinding flash of memories played before my eyes, and all I saw was you. Hey.
Kind of has to, you have to spam sticky to participate in the lane. That's just free mana for the Death Prophet, which translates into more waves, more creep kills, and more harass.
It's funny that you guys keep mentioning that, like with the
10
mid matchup. I
seconds
know they actually asked Boom during the AMA, what is the top 3
5
mid laners he's
seconds
afraid to
remaining.
play against? And unfortunately, he wasn't there. But the answer that was given
Well, 7 was when I did it.
Okay. Sure.
7 finals, all BO5, 7 3-0s. Nisha played 18 unique heroes over 21
That's
games.
awesome.
That is unbelievable.
That's so.
So
It is actually so insane.
like that,
Yeah.
that's just, it just blew my mind.
Are there even 18 mid heroes?
10
Like, what the
seconds.
heck?
Good.
But that's what the thing. He played everything. You know, most mids,
5
they
seconds
specialize in
remaining.
something, right? And when you see them out of their comfort zone, you're like, ah, I'm not afraid of this guy. Nisha played everything from Meepo and
Dire
Arc
team
Warden
back.
to like Tiny and the Quap and SF, like the regular ones. And it's just still good. Like he plays bat, he plays everything.
Just imagine the freedom that
Dire
also
team.
gives. Obviously, Nisha, great player, but the
Team
freedom that
secrets
gives
turn
any
to pick.
drafter. If you know that you don't really have to take into consideration what your mid does and does not play, because you know he'll play anything you'll throw at him. And we talk about Nisha in that way, but we know that Zai also works in that way.
Yeah.
It's got to be the dream as a drafter.
Yeah.
Just you have
10
so much
seconds
freedom and
remaining.
flexibility.
Yeah.
Be creative too, right?
Zai is like the
5
Kyle
seconds
Korver
remaining.
of Dota 2. You know, not only is he
Nope, I don't know.
strong
Dire
jaw
team
line, very strong jaw,
Who
but
is that?
consummate professional. He does his job.
Where's your
he gets it
reference
done.
from?
One of the best
Where's your
Where,
shooters.
who is it?
NBA.
Shoot.
Sports.
His name's also Kyle.
okay.
So I'm a big fan.
Literally. I mean, why can't you just like name one of the ones that normal people have heard about instead of
Most
having to,
people,
like-
I would say if you watch basketball, you know who Kyle Korver.
Yeah, well,
Okay,
Team
Kyle,
there's a huge percentage
Kyle?
that don't watch basketball. Kyle.
Okay, fine.
we
How about
are-
Steph Curry?
Hey,
He
look at
enables
Troll
Wow,
Warlord.
Okay, I will stop you
Kyle.
right here. We are covering European DPC. Most
Okay.
of the viewers are from
That's
Europe.
not a
Sorry.
plus 5
He's,
troll.
what was that guy on who played for the Spanish national team? Xavi? He's
No,
like
no,
that.
Kyle.
He's the
No,
glue.
no.
Huh?
Kyle, no
sport?
more.
That's football. European
5 seconds
Football.
remaining.
Well, I don't know that one.
He was like the
I know
greatest
Ronaldo.
midfielder.
Yeah, yep, that's a good one to know.
Ronaldo,
Very
everybody knows
good.
Ronaldo.
Yeah, but
Good.
Zai isn't a scorer like that. He's like the guy that
Oh,
you
look,
want
a
on your
puck
team
and
because
a
he makes
Phantom
everybody else
Lancer,
better.
Too. My goodness, look at the control coming
Yeah,
out
look
here.
at the draft.
You
Isn't
know,
it
and where's
pretty?
that puck going, Purge?
I don't know.
Save us, please.
Probably mid. I don't know.
10 seconds remaining.
Thanks, Purge.
The Oracle's a cool pick because you want to deny it. You don't want to let a
5
team pick
seconds
Oracle into your bat.
remaining.
The trouble is, I mean, Death Prophet, even if its support's just so nice
Dire
against these
team
heroes, just
back.
because of the silence factor. Troll PL matchup can kind of go both ways. We've seen some Battle Fury trolls, we've seen some Mjolnir trolls, but it just is a nice answer to the support duo. Oracle Earth Spirit hate playing against the PL, and so does Bat Rider in the laning phase. So I could also see them doing something weird. Maybe you put PL mid
10
against Bat.
seconds
It's a pretty
remaining.
favorable matchup for PL.
Is it really? I mean, Doppelganger
5
cooldown's
seconds
pretty long
remaining.
at early levels, so yeah, you can remove
You,
napalm,
you,
but
you have a 30 base damage advantage.
that sounds pretty good, yeah. Okay.
Okay,
I
not
like
quite
having
30 with the quelling blade on your own
for
hits.
you last- yeah, it's
you,
not
you don't miss
dying,
last
but-
hits, and that's not counting the charge damage.
That's true. I really like Oracle with troll pairing as well because it gives you so much play potential around your ulti now rather than it just being straightforward. It's like, oh, his HP's low, he's gonna ult, but now you might have Oracle ulti and you might have troll ulti on top of it, so it just gives them a lot more decision-making capability. And I like troll against Death Prophet as well. If it is a core, she doesn't do extremely well against super high like single target damage, so troll could certainly add various points.
We also forgot, it's Zai. This could just be a Death Prophet off lane. And in the laning phase, Oracle Troll against Shaker Death Prophet is at best a trade. Like, I actually think DP off lane's really nice here. I don't know what the puck.
Seconds remaining.
He's picking it for himself.
It's not. I mean, that I actually
remaining.
think that knowing Secret, I would agree with you. Like Puck for Puppy, Death Prophet off, and then this PL is flex now. Is mid or safe.
Beauty of Team Secret, you know, you don't know exactly where all these heroes are going, generally. They're very, very much a specialty hero that, you know, specifically excels on.
I feel like that's the big issue drafting against these top teams in the world is that like they're so flexible at all their positions, like you're talking about for Nisha,
Dire
but also
team
like they
back.
don't, when they do force like weird circumstances, they like feels like they always just have a slight upper hand over their opponents. So I feel like I see enemy teams that play against Secret, OG, etc., or Enigma. They make these laning mistakes sometimes where they're like, oh, we'll just try lane this circumstance, and it just really bites them in the butt almost every time it happens. So I don't know how to beat it other than being better than them, but maybe just play standard. Let them force themselves into like weird hero picks, like play Death Prophet support
10
that isn't as
seconds
viable
remaining.
necessarily as other heroes. Maybe that's one solution, but I like what Vikings
5
done so far with
seconds
the draft. It
remaining.
looks generally well-rounded, even if there are some hero issues.
And they banned out the Omni Knight last, so
Dire
from
team
their bans,
Storm Spirit.
Can't really gauge too much from that, but now we know that there's a Storm in the game, which most likely will be Anisha's hero, and then the DP can be either 4 or 3 or 5. Actually, either 3 or 5,
Probably
I'd
3,
say.
yeah?
Yeah, with the 4 shaker.
Puppy being
10
the pup.
seconds
Yeah,
remaining.
I'd say Puppy Puck over Zypuck.
Yeah.
5
And it's a
seconds
really nice
remaining.
combo with Shaker because you can abuse having lane control better than most offlaners, and you're high sustain. It's just you kind of prefer having solo levels too. Shaker plays out of lane a bunch. It's a really nice pickup here. Storm against Bat. It's a very skill-based matchup, but the Storm can push very easy, and you can't dive him as easily either because you're going to run through so many remnants. And it's the same concept where just this early stick, you have a huge base damage advantage, and you just shove the lane.
And the last Storm Batrider we saw, Storm had way more last hits than Batrider. So maybe it'll be reflected in this match as well. Then you can get out of lane, go jungle, and Batrider's going to be busy with other stuff.
But I feel so bad for this Oracle, because like Celery usually has very good positioning, but they have so many things that can reach back line and just make him irrelevant.
There's so much balance in the Secret lineup. Like, it just feels good. You see the win conditions. They're going to have a bunch of natural power spikes. Their 2 supports offer so much team fight. The side of Viking, you know, Underlord's not really making plays. Earth Spirit doesn't really have a lane to gank. It's a bat mid.
Purge, I would like to hear your final thoughts on this draft.
Definitely feel like there's more weaknesses in the Viking draft. They have damage issues as well. It's like, what, Troll, Underlord, and a Bat? Like, how do they burst people rapidly until Troll gets items? Feels like they're going to be on the back foot for a decent amount of the early game, or at least the mid game.
All right, thank you very much. We'll come back to you later on. What's the time?
The bat factor. That's the key here. You've
Okay.
got Earth Spirit, you've got bat. You need to get a whole bunch of kills. If Viking take this game, they're going to need to hit like 10 kills before Secret's at 4, and they have to find a way to take towers. That's the tough part for me. I don't know how they kill towers, and they're going to need some.
Final words in the draft, Moxie?
It's just a beautiful draft coming out from Secret. You know, it's funny, you know, you look at a lot of these heroes that are in the lineup and we're kind of like, wow, you know, wouldn't have thought, you know, a couple years ago that would be an actual balanced draft, but it's just easy to execute.
Final point, that Secret, it's art, okay? I don't know how to explain it, but I love analyzing for these top teams matches because you look at the draft and I don't know why. Much like this draft.
All right, well, thank you very much. Let's find out how this first game is going to get played out. We're heading over to Odie Pixel and Fog.
Thank you very much, Steve. Yeah, it should be a fun one. Secret versus Viking here in the upper division of EU. Fog, gush over the drafts here, especially Secrets. Would you agree, or do you think we might see Viking really give Secret a good fight here today?
Yes.
Prepare
The amount of
for
references
battle.
that Kyle just made in one panel, I'm lost of even what to look at these drafts right now because I'm just listening to sports and then he's talking about, I don't know, just paintings and something. I'm like, crazy. I look at Viking and it looks like the draft that they like, right? It looks like they got kind of what they wanted, but I like what Secret has up against it. Elusive cores, the PL and the Storm Spirit around kind of limited disable. I feel like that's why they went for the Underlord to try to round things together a little bit there, but I think they're going to be able to play around a lot around these disables pretty well. And I think this Earthshaker, I'm wondering to see what Yapster's going to do. He's been playing it a ton in pubs, but just like that last game that we did witness, I expect him to do a lot of those rotations around top and mid whenever he sees opportunity.
Yeah, and I feel like we're really, you know, Shaker sort of definitely beginning to get favored a lot more than it was. Is this
30
hero,
seconds
what teams are
to
just sort of
battle.
getting onto the fact that this hero is actually pretty darn good right now?
I think he's on the rise for sure.
Yeah.
I think people are seeing that you can now, well, I'm saying now, but you can pick non-traditional offlaners and make them work. And especially with Shaker, he makes non-traditional shine so much more. He's gonna phasure block the offlane. You're gonna get a good start. And the shard. You have to mention the shard. Of course, changes the hero dynamic entirely. Walk up cliffs. You always have a stun follow-up no matter what, even if you don't have your blink up.
battle
It's really
begins.
nice.
Let's see what sort of shenanigans Yapso can get up to early to secure that sort of preferential lane position and setup and make things a little easier for Zai up on the top lane.
I'm gonna be watching mid quite a bit because I've seen these Storm Spirits. The better the player is, the more dominant the matchup is versus the Bat Riders. a lot of the times, and it's really just up to the bat to just completely outplay the Storm. So I want to maybe even see like an Aramis TP if they get a good positioning for the Flame Break knockback or something like that. Even pre 4 minutes or maybe setting up around the rune. I definitely want to see this Earth Spirit put attention onto Nisha to give Boom an advantage.
Yeah, we'll see how active indeed Aramis is going to be. I mean, and as you say, he's going to sort of have the space to make a lot of those movements. You look at the bottom lane. Is this a lane where Underlord, you know, Toby's going to be fine left on his own?
There's no stuns that Toby really has to be careful. So if there is a concern, if the position is on, he just TP to his tower, right? So I feel like he has a little bit more liberty to move. It's a hard lane for them no matter what. They can't actually put pressure at all. And I mean, in Puppy's actually just ruining Aramis right now.
He is. Aramis he's going to have to pop a salve or something. As Puppy completely zoning him out. He's going to have another orb in a second. I wonder if he goes for it. At the same time, top. Celery also taking quite a bit of harassment here from Yapsot and Zai. And indeed, yeah, Aramis is just going to have to pop that salve for himself to allow him to stay in the lane.
And he wants to be able to pull, he wants to like pull the lane once on this Earth Spirit, right? To get Toby a decent start and then be able to maybe look to move around, but Puppy's not allowing that to happen. Yeah, it's going to be a tough lane for these two. Underlord's going to get some last hits, but PL's going to free. Muzar's, yeah, top, this Earthshaker Death Prophet lane is actually not that bad. The Troll's going to farm, but they can probably get some kills if there is just some messed up positionings, especially from Celery.
We're seeing the mid at the moment. Just a little bit of okay, so he's got the 3 creeps here. Yeah, pretty much even between Nisha and Boom right now in the 1v1.
And now the TP. Aramis is coming already.
I mean, Nisha stepped up pretty far.
I like this move. I think this is exactly what he needs to do to set up for success.
Yeah, Puppy's going to come across. See if he can do anything to help out with the stacks of napalm onto Nisha. There's no hope. As first blood goes the way of Boom, Aramis is going to look for the neutral denied. He's able to do it. Excellent stuff here from Aramis.
Perfect. Exactly what I wanted to see him do. Just excellent movement as soon as he sees the opportunity when he hits level 2. Nisha, I think now he's going to be probably thinking about that more so when he does step up on the high ground with 2 sticky stacks.
Definitely going to have to respect sort of the response here from Aramis a little bit better. We'll see where he heads out to now. He's back on the map. Looks like, yeah, he's going to take the move down to bottom. 30 seconds until he's going to be able to help out again mid. So Boom probably will keep himself to himself a little bit, so that there's not an opportunity for Secret themselves to make a move. But he knows where Yapsot is, and Yapsot top remaining here. And continuing to try and set up onto Celery. And with the Siphon damage, they'll be able to take him down. So this lane, as you said, that's going to have its potency, especially against Celery, starting to now get those kills.
Sick by Yapsot too. The fissure, then he actually steps right in front of him so that this Oracle can't go down that sneaky tree line. Stuff up there, and now he's level 3, so even stronger potency coming from the Earthshaker with the stunning. And now again, look, mid. Nisha stepped up too far.
He stepped up. It's an instant TP from not just one, but the 2. Then they're going to bring Celery over as well. Make sure they have that further control with the root. As Nisha getting well and truly prioritized here by Viking in the mid. Boom's still got the stick charge, so he's not even going to go down to the tower. And there's also a regen rune for him waiting down bottom. Could not be any better for Boom. And yeah, I mean, Viking, they're playing this mid lane to perfection, right? This is exactly what they've got to do. They're making the most of hitting Nisha before he hits that 6.
Absolutely, yeah. It's super crisp moves, and Yapsot is not really able to help it. Like, he made the play top, but it was too quick to happen mid because the Oracle respawned and just keep set up with that Earth Spirit. Naturally moved the way toward top. Absolutely beautiful stuff from Viking. Still not have a gold lead at the start here, but a good start to enable Boom to be ahead of Nisha.
Step harder. Puppy, and he's going to have to use the orb to get out of this. As soon as he tries to get aggressive onto Toby, Aramis instantly in and on top of the puck. See 5-minute runes coming up. Looks like it will just be the trade 2 for 2 for them here.
No invasion play. Boom can't push the lane in hard enough. He doesn't have his Firefly up, so he can't check or steal Nisha's. Nisha gonna stack and maximize in the meantime. Nisha's still not having a bottle though, so he's actually having to hold the rune there for the moment until he does get it delivered.
Yeah, So for sort of all the time that Yapso has spent up here, do you imagine, like, is he himself going to look towards the mid to try and help Nisha out, or with the way the mid's gone, is it sort of too late to look for that opportunities?
He should be okay here. Yeah, he should be able to walk away. I think around level 6. When Storm hits 6, you can make the plays a lot easier. Just because he got set up on twice now, he can't make a sweep. Sometimes you can, as an Earthshaker with the Storm versus anybody, because you get the early... Just wait till Nisha gets set. He has to get... And he will finish it right now. Stack to work through. They will double check the runes on Viking anyway. Make sure that they can get this for boom. Not let Nisha get a power rune. And it will be an arcane rune bottom, so one of the best ones for both of these mid laners. Top Shad, he's been left alone since they are double checking the runes with the supports. He's actually getting pressured here, Zai.
Boom's going to come over with the TP. Can he do anything to keep them off Shad? He can't. Siphon out, and they'll get the kill. See if they can take down Zai in return. Zai's going to go immediately for the TP out. There's nothing else to put it to a stop. So a great move and escape from Zai, and also pretty big having that lasso being used here the first time round.
Yeah, I think he did pop the arcane before using it, but yeah, it's going to be a wasted one, and they get the they get a nice kill, and they get earn charges to Zai. Big benefit for him. And now, yeah, Nisha now gets the pressure relieved off of him without having lasso up. Very nice pressure. The troll is getting slowed down quite significantly, as you can see, because of this top lane, the Earthshaker and the Death Prophet. As we mentioned, you know, Matu's getting free farm. He has no worries down here. He's going to do the PL build, we call it now, because it's just hood into diffusal every game, or diffusal into hood every single.
And how does this game sort of look on paper for a PL that has free farm? Like, is this a game where Viking, you consider them to have good answers to the PL down the line?
No, I don't think they have many answers really at all, especially if they start to fall behind too early on. Matu can really take over. He's amazing against both supports. He's pretty damn good against Troll Warlord, especially if he's ahead like this, and he's great versus Bat Rider. All his matchups are good except for, I guess, versus Underlord in a way. Should be, yeah, it's going to be really tough for them. And it's not just the PL. It's like they did gank Nisha twice in the mid lane, but he's still fine. He's still completely recovered because of the stacks. He's actually same net worth as the Bat. He's going to be a nuisance. He's going to be a problem with their slightly limited disables.
Champ returns to top lane, but already you see Secret there immediately sending full backup up at the three of them. Puppy, Yapso, and Zai. Yeah, they could look to...
He's got exorcism and he's tanky.
So, you know, it really pressure on
Shad right away.
Trying to push Celery off to the side. Yapso with the body blocks allows Zai to close the gap. And Celery, he's got the stick charges, but yeah, with that earned damage and a final Crypt Swarm, Zai gets the kill. And really breaking down this top lane of Viking and sort of buttering it up into a position where Zai is going to be able to put the pressure onto this tower and threaten this tier 1 very early.
Shad has to leave the lane. They have to just ditch this tower, I feel like. Unless they bring probably 4 or 5 heroes up here, even the Underlord, I don't know if they can defend. They're going to send the Earthshaker, so that says to me they're going to try to defend it.
So it's definitely going to be tricky with the Ghost out. We'll see how much Viking can do to sort of get Zai off this tower. And yeah, Aramis already just starting to roll away. Did manage to pull the creep wave out of this, but Zai, with the earn charges, he's sort of happy to tank a bit here, just get as much damage as he can done with that exorcism, forcing out the fortification.
So not a full defense, just a pseudo one, where, yeah, like you said, pulls the wave. Bat Rider's just going to finish his bots in the mid lane, and Underlord is finishing his items down bottom. Rather than committing fully, they're just going to slow down. Pretty significantly, too. Not able to finish it off, and now Shad can make his way there. So decent hold, just an Earth Spirit kick. Slow it down, very nice.
I'll see for the mid, Stellar and Boom. Smoking up Boom now with the completed bots. And of course, Lasso ready to go.
And now there is no exorcism, and the support's not quite, of course, not at level 6 on the side of Secret, so this could be a nice move if he's able to find somebody, but he shows himself mid. He's back to farming.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
I mean, can you sort of expect with Vikings heroes, you know, now that they do have Boom with the bots, once he's sort of refueled and ready to go, can they start running at this PL? Like, is that sort of the plan, or if you're Viking, are you trying to shut down the other heroes enough to get to a point where you're going to be bringing a team fight and Secret supporting cast isn't strong enough to enable the PL at the timing that Viking's going to try and bring the fight to them.
It's just a bit scary, to be honest, because
Radiant's
when I look at the
bottom
draft,
tower
I
is
see
under attack.
decent initiation on the side of Viking, of course, with the bad nerf spirit, but I see phenomenal counter initiation from Secret. So I feel like they just have to be careful where they do make the move. But Matu is way too hard to go for it. Unless he
Dire's top
massively
tower
misplays,
is under attack.
they won't be able to find this BO. But they look like they're letting the top towers continue to get pressured here. And once the levels do kick off, though, the two supports on Secret, they're going to add a whole new overwhelming amount of team. So I feel like this downtime is...
Dire's top tower
Maybe
is
they don't
under
feel like they
attack.
can fight because of how much they've been shut down on the troll, but I feel like if they wait too long, it's going to be harder for them to fight.
And do you like this on Shad? The build-up with the Falcon Blade?
Dire's top tower has
We've
fallen.
been seeing it on all of these Agi cores.
Yeah.
I have yet to see it on a like melee because I
Oh
count.
wow,
still
dude!
a hero.
He's got Falcon Blade queued straight into Axe.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
I mean, that doesn't solve the solution of the PL, which he's supposed to be. It's a big concern for me.
You don't
Dire's
sound like
middle
you're a
tower
fan.
is under attack.
I like the
Radiant's
Ags a lot.
bottom
Sure.
He
is
needs
under
to be
attack.
the hero to kill the Phantom Lancer to match the PL. So I feel like him not going Maelstrom or Battle Fury is going to hurt, but maybe he doesn't need it.
I mean, it's going to be interesting to see. They've obviously got something in mind with this bit of a different approach, as you say. You know, absolutely, Aghanim's an incredibly strong item on Troll, but interesting to see Shad get it in this order. As he's got it cubed, we'll see if he does actually build into it straight up off the Falcon Blade. And what sort of moves they can make with it. Bottom lane, Yapsel looking to cut off Toby here with the Fisher. Toby's going to try and get out with the Rift. Yapsel dropping everything here. Toby, he's not going to make it away. They do get the kill. Boom. I mean, he's thinking about trying to make a jump in onto Zai. He's got the lasso. See if they've got enough damage. Knocking Zai back with the flame break. You get him down low. They'll get the kill. Now rolling in. They're going to be able to find Yapsel as well by the looks of it with the Firefly. Boom is able to burn down a second. So Viking, they may have lost Toby, but actually able to find the favorable trade there, getting both Zai and Yapsel in return.
Yes, they saw. I mean, Yapsel overcommitted the Echo to make sure that the Underlord stays in position, but they see that. They see an opportunity. Boom, waiting in the sidelines. Nice lasso grab. Do see Nisha now pretty much have Orchid done, and he found the item for Storm Spirit. He got the Fairy Trinket. Now he's gonna start popping off, and this Orchid is very effective versus all 5 heroes.
See how much of a whole Secret want to do down now. Puppy, he's been caught. Nicely done by Toby there. As soon as the orb was used, Toby's able to catch him on just the edge off the pit. It's enough to allow him to close in and take him out in the river. Nisha, he's going to lead him straight away onto the bat. An Invis Rune was found. He pops it, and he's away. He's trapped in by the Fisher, but it doesn't matter. They've got no vision down around this area as that Invis Rune saves Boom's life.
And it shows the Orchid as well, so they get to see the first usage of that. How they're going to continue their pressure, and they're going to go bottom with Shad as well showing up. So they really want to take out this final tower here. Zai, no exorcism at the ready. Puppy has his coil though, and it looks like they want to fight. He should get the most out.
If they can kill Zai before the fight starts, though, this is going to be a great beginning for Viking as they're straight in and they've got him with no difficulty at all. So now it's a question, really, Secret want to still try and commit for this. They've lost the tower, they've lost Zai down here. So they still want to try and look for a fight.
It's rallied around Toby too, who has a mech, so they're pretty strong if he is there, but Boom's just TP's out. Matu, he's got the defusal.
Yeah, straight in with the silence. Onto the back lines, they found Skelly. Skelly's actually able to get the pulse promise off in time. Follow-ups there from Nisha. Moves in onto Aramis with the Orchid, takes him out. Dream Coil locks down both Toby and Shad here onto the side. The illusion is just burning the entirety of Celery's mana. He's got nothing left to pop. Booms in with the lasso. He's found the grab onto Nisha. Has he got enough damage? No, he hasn't. Nisha's out with the ball lightning TP. Nisha will make it away.
Dire are scanning.
Can't believe Secret actually persisted to try to fight into that one after the tower dies and after they lose Zai. Just into the mech, just still strong on Viking. They got the one support, right? But Celery ended up living because his false promise. Dead even now. Actually, it's slightly gold leading even for Viking after that tower does get taken out. So pretty decent after this laning start here. And we're gonna just see in the chat. He's full committed for it. So
Yeah,
we're gonna
he's
see
going for
if
it.
the Aghanim's does work.
I mean, I've got to imagine, you know, that so you're getting these Ags early. sure, so the dispel is nice, but I mean, there's not really too much for taking off, right? I mean, I guess it's some sort of slows here and there. But ultimately, I imagine it's because of the reduced cooldown, he's just going to have a lot more damage output, just chucking these axes out left, right, and center in the midst of it all.
And he's reducing the PL's damage completely, right? Those miss rates, then the diffusal is going to be counteracted a lot too. So I can see why he did go for it, but it's just, is he going to be able to get, he needs to get a farming item after. He needs to get the actual counter to the PL so that he actually does damage. Because right now it's just, he's going to make them miss, and it's not going to kill his team. But is he going to actually be able to kill them? Quite yet. But I mean, they're definitely making it work so far here before it does kick off. He's not getting pressured, and they're making good space. I mean, Boom's going to have a BKB at a very good time for this Batrider, which, as we mentioned, they have good counter initiation on Secret, but if there's a BKB, he can break that counter initiation.
They're hunting down bottom, but Toby's senses very nicely done there. As soon as before they even get a glimpse of him, he's already rifting out, so Secret won't be able to put a stop to his escape.
Nisha pushing forward for an arcane. Matu pushing alone right now mid.
Stupendous!
We've got the Yapstor, big pickup. Blink Dagger is done.
Earth's bounty.
And he's got the actual build. He has the actual build for when you're going for your Blink Rush. You have the max Aftershock rather than max Fissure. So big team fight, as we said, for Secret going to be kicking off. And we'll see if Viking has to kind of play around it really nicely. Either have the Batrider with the BKB, or they have to just start the fights from like these weird angles and get this good angle of approach to make sure that they don't just get comboed by all that crazy team fight. Doing a good job of farming though. Even Aramis has his BKB queued up too. They're understanding what they need to get on these frontliners and what they need to get on these initiators so that they don't get counter initiated.
Secrets. Move is how's Matsu doing after the defusal. Nearly having a Yasha after the defusal hood, so this PL still very much going to be quite difficult for Viking to deal with. So as we say though, we'll have to see sort of in practice how much the presence of Shab with the very soon to be completed Aghanims will, how much harder it makes Matsu's job in these fights.
Yeah, because it's going to be he's going to have to put attention differently in the fights too now, right? Because he's going to have to help his support. This is more of like you're helping your support build, I feel like, for your Troll Warlord, because he's going to have to fight around them to protect them from the illusions now, because he's going to apply all that miss rate so that they can actually get their spells off. I'm really curious to see how it does do. He's going full defensive. He even queues up BKB after, so it's fighting in full. It's a fighting full defensive build, and it could work. Buffy.
Just having to use it there to make sure that they don't continue to chase him down.
Quiet game though. 5-6, 17 minutes. Both teams content with the pace. Both carries content with the farm that they're able to get here on the map.
It's just sort of a question of, in whose minds is this bet? Is this Viking saying, hey, you know what, let's chill, we've got Shab farming, or is it Secret they're feeling more confident with the PL? We'll see the smoke from Viking. Boom. Lovely opening there from Aramis. Instantly in with the silence on Tanisha, but they didn't quite find the follow-up lockdown. Couldn't catch him in time with the rest of them. They'll get Yapsor instead by the looks of it as they go over towards the mid lane. But Nisha actually able to make it away there. I thought they'd have to chain lockdown, but they didn't.
I don't think they initially knew that Yapsor was there. Boom didn't want to use his BKB, and then he missed the opportunity there.
Middle tower is under attack.
But they'll get the tower out of it, so a nice move, and
Radiant's middle tower
they
has
still have
fallen.
Lasso for the next move that they do want to do. All in all, looking pretty decent for the side of Viking.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, yeah, this axe, it's definitely going to cause issue, especially for Storm, right? Nisha's got to be careful that he doesn't get, just hit by the Whirling Axes. He's got to keep himself at a distance, because if he gets hit by that, that's, what, a full 5 seconds where Nisha's damage output is going to be pretty limited, because he's not going to be able to hit anything with the Aftershock procs. Overload proc.
Overload. I was like, wait, I wish Storm had that.
Ability drop. But you know what I mean? You know, missing attacks for a Storm Spirit is highly infuriating.
I think he's going to be looking. Nisha's probably going to be looking to play on different sides of the team fight, though, right?
Sure,
Troll's going to be. It all depends on how Shad plays in the fights, because he can play around defending his supports with it pretty well. Because the Storm and the PL, they're going to go for those supports. So it's really how Shad chooses to take the fights. But definitely could be annoying, absolutely. Celery, no walk into the river under a ward.
Yeah, he's trying to come in. Gonna be a buyback for Celery. Viking want to try and take this fight over to the side. Shad pushing away Zai. Zai, he's got the ghosts out. But they will respect that buyback from Celery, and they're not going to try and push any further with the exorcism. Still definitely content with Matu getting the full top half of the map to himself.
Yeah, they got the BKB from the Batrider, and they used their exorcism, so they just wanted to be careful with the buyback. But immediate smoke, they still do have their lasso. They had this ward watching up top, watching the PL's movement, so they're trying to track Matu. Very hard to find him, though, and they are playing very defensively around him. Shad will find a DD bottom, as his team does swoop over and get some more wards down toward this top side. I think they're setting up, though. They still do have that ward. Puppy did get one down earlier.
Nisha. They're going immediately in there, Aramis. Try and catch him there with the silence, but quite getting the position with the boulder.
He's respecting that silence a lot. It's causing Nisha some problems. And Aramis is on point so far with this 1, 2, and 6. And we were mentioning how he's building a BKB. He almost has it. This Philosopher's Stone is paying dividends. It's going to be problematic for these. I mean, these two frontliners on Viking are going to be able to go in and not have to worry so much about this coil, this Earthshaker ult, and these fissures like that. It's going to be pretty nice for them to stick on targets. Matu is still getting all the space in the world, though, which is definitely a concern for me. Because, like I said, Shad's not building the items to counter him. He just has the. I mean, I guess you can say the Ags in a way is a little bit, but no way catching kills.
Just quite a few peaceful moments in this game, really. Yeah. And it's, as I feel, you know, you still gotta believe that for the PL, this is probably preferential when it comes to carry matchups. And I think maybe a bit of this sort of decision to maybe not necessarily push it as much as they would have otherwise for Secret is the fact that, you know, Shad has this Axe. Maybe that is a bit of a deterrent that said, all right, you know what, we're just going to keep farming. You know, we're just going to allow Matu to continue to do what he does. Because with this early Axe pickup on Viking, they have prepared for Secret to be going on them, and Secret at the moment, they're not giving that to Viking.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, it's also they have dual core versus a kind of single core, right? The Batrider at some point does start to kind of fall behind, even though the hero is still overwhelmingly powerful in the later stages. They will just have a core advantage at some point. And the Death Prophet is always... Death Prophet as a hero scales really hard when you're playing versus this type of, like, a hero like Underlord. You're always going to have a phenomenal target to Spirit Siphon. And Underlord, he's a different kind of monster in these engagements. I mean, I feel like Secret is happy with the way that the game is going, but I don't feel like Viking's too disappointed either. Seems like both sides are very happy with the state of the game.
No. And we see from the intentions of Shad's build. So yeah, once the BKB's done, he will of course go back for the Maelstrom into Mjolnir. So he does have that item to fight the PR. Top lane Aramis. He's out with the roll. As Nisha, yeah, he can't chase down. Puppy's going to try and set up with the Dream Coil. Boom. Pop the BKB immediately. See if he can get a catch with this, but Secret a little too speedy to get out of there.
Nisha out of mana, though. They got to back away. Give some respect to it. These BKBs are ticking, though. That's twice now he's had to use it without actually finding an opportunity for lasso, so down to 8. Yeah, they're just playing the farm game. Farming items, farming for Secret until they get their next big, I guess. I mean, Matu's just, queuing up the heart. Content.
And I'll just be interested to see how good of a job Viking are going to be able to do it, you know, finding the real PL when it comes down to the action. Because I do think, you know, this Shad Aghanims is... the 60% miss chances, you know, it's going to greatly reduce the damage output of Matu when it comes to him trying to commit. Sure, he's got a few dispels here and there, but the cooldown's so low that it's a lot to play around. He's going to get caught by it multiple times in the fight. If they can keep Shad alive and at the same time find some sort of lockdown onto the Matumba man, the PL's fight is definitely a lot harder to execute. And there may be energy hopes here for Secret. Secret with the core down, 2 of them, BKB comes down from Aramis, and boom, lockdown's there onto Zai. They drag him straight back into the midst of them all. There's no backup from Secret. They have to let Zai go.
Immediate disengage. They have bounty runes in 30 seconds. They're trying to claim the high ground here too, and they'll be able to get it. So hard angle of approach for Secret, but they're looking to go in. Puppy. They shot the buyback back from Death Prophet.
Yeah, they really don't want to let this objective go. Nisha, he's got the grab in onto Toby. Toby, he should go down here into the silence. He's going to try and get what he can out, but Toby will get taken out by Matu's army. Zai with the grab round set up onto the celery. They'll be able to pick themselves up a second. There's 2 heroes down. Zai's buyback definitely paying off there as enables Secret to move into the Roche pit. And with Viking just having 3 heroes alive, they're not going to contest this at all. This will be a Roche for Secret.
Maybe Kyle's in my head right now, but chess is, that looks like a game of chess right now for Secret, right? They let, like, Zai just dies, they let him die, BKBs are used, Lasso's used, and then they see Viking playing over aggressive, they buy back, take the fight, it's right around Roche. It just was a kind of like perfect play, it seemed like, for Secret, even though they literally just let Zai die at the start of it.
Stupendous.
Very smart move from them.
Over here.
And who did get the... They're actually, okay, they actually give the Aegis to Matu even too. I thought they might just give it to Nisha because I feel like Matu's pretty invulnerable, but now we're probably going to see Matu really pushing the boundaries. He's probably feeling like he's going to get heart, and then they can actually start threatening and starting to make aggressive moves for once on the side of Secret.
True, and I guess he's out of the lineup. He's going to be the one that's, you know, if they want to try and push with the stages to take objectives, he's going to be the one hitting the towers.
Yeah, and he's just going to be, I mean, he's going to be charging. Like, he's playing versus the Oracle, right? So he's going to be charging into the back lines.
We'll see here, Matu just a few hundred off having the heart, so continued quick item timings here. 26 minutes in, 8-8. Definitely one of the more passive games we've had. And less than a 1k gold difference in it. Very, very close right now. It's just all a question of whether Vikings' approach to this game is going to pay off against a farmed PL. If Shad is just able to carry the game against Matu.
I'm really concerned because it's just him who's really, oh, he gets a nice free career there, as I'm saying, but it's just him to deal with the PL, to deal the damage, and this PL has 3,000 life on top of a hood, and like, he just feels very unkillable at this point. It doesn't feel like the rest of his team is going to be able to contribute much of anything to actually deal with Matu. It has to be Shad, so we'll see if it all does work. They're smoked, waiting for an opportunity on the high ground. I like Boom's item build here, going for the Shivas as well. I think this is really nice versus the PL to try to find it and tank up. But will it work? Good, we have 27 minutes. We're seeing the new neutral items being picked up. They're farming these camps. Boom.
Scanning.
Does get spotted by the ward as soon as the smoke does end. Yep, so we'll back away with Nisha.
Right, Secret. Looking to start stepping straight back towards the group. Yeah, he's trying to get himself out of this area. The rest of Viking already on the retreat.
Secret has some very limited vision at the moment. They just have that one ward down in their jungle. Playing kind of with darkness on the map. Still getting themselves in a good posture with this farm. Nisha is getting close to his BKB. He's 1, 2, and 3, but he's unbelievably fun. 300 last hit. They've just been maximizing. It's been a game of really maximizing on both sides. Secret slightly pulling out ahead on this, though. And their scaling lineup, it's starting to look pretty scary for Vikings. Even though there's barely any lead, it's just, how are you ever going to deal with Matu?
Matu. Let's have a bit of a poke at Shad, but back up inbound. Viking
is under attack.
Sat straight behind him in the mid. As yeah, still very much feels like a game where the fact that it is sort of low on the kills that it has been has mainly just been down to Secret's choice to avoid unnecessary engagements. You know, sure, we've seen them come in at moments, popping the exorcism, and this has just been around looking for objectives. The other fights have been ones that the Vikings have come out to look for. As again, Viking with an attempt to make the jump in mid, but they can't quite catch him. Puppy's out.
Standard puppy puck, just being super annoying, just giving a lot of information too when that happens. Like you mentioned, they don't have much wards on the map, but that happening, they get that now. They do have this ward bottom that sees Toby chilling on the sidelines. Toby in a world of hurt.
They have the threes. Did he ever get the rift off in time? There's a lot of logs out and further silence here from Puppy as he comes in with the rift. No escape at all here. Toby. That ward indeed, granting them the setup for free kill. See Viking at least able to reclaim their outpost here at the top half before the 30th minute.
Puppy's making his swing over. He TP'd up top instantly, maybe looking to try to snatch it away, maybe giving his life for it. Let's see.
He's going to be able to get it back in time. They're going to have to fight him.
Matu's guarding him. I don't know if they can fight him with Matu in the area too. They might try, but Matu's covering it completely. And yeah, they're going to deny the outpost with Viking. Heads up moves from Secret as now. They walked right at Shad.
I mean, maybe they didn't expect it to be as alone as he was. I mean, of course, he's still a very hard target to go under that BKB and battle trance to fight through. So Secret not looking to commit on Shad, though. They'll give him the respect and space.
They're just not making any unnecessary jumps when they feel like they might get a kill or something, but it's not necessary. Matu, his Aegis does tick out as Aramis is going on him, but quickly disengaged with just a doppel.
Now we're seeing Shad. Shad's nearly got the completed Miona. So whilst Matu is stepping ahead in farm, Shad not too far behind, and he does have that item to help him stand against the PL. The problem is that the Matu is as farmed as he is. Already 2,800 gold ready to start spending into the butterfly.
Yeah, he's gonna have this full item advantage over the troll at this rate. And Troll's items, I mean, his space in his bags is starting to be kind of limited.
And because you've got to think, you know, 31 minutes in, Shad, he's only won 1 and 2, so he's only been involved in like 3 kills, so very little action. Yeah. Was this the intention when he did buy the Axe? Like, was the Axe bought do you think, to stop Secret from going on him? Or was the Axe brought with the intention that the action would happen? Because I would imagine if they knew it was going to be this sort of game, wouldn't he get the Maelstrom earlier because that would have sped up the other items?
That's how I felt about it too, but I mean, they must have felt a different way. They must have felt maybe they were trying to just lead the charge or something and maybe be able to get more aggressive, but I mean, Secret just made this game be so passive the way that they just disengaged all the time. It's tough to say as Puppy, chilling behind a tree.
Ready to block these smokes. They're in onto him, but he's away. He's away with a blink, and Nisha actually zipping in, trying to spook him on the back lines, maybe try and see if he could tease out some BKB charges, but Viking keep their cool. Nobody's going to pop that BKB.
They're going to re-smoke. They're going to re-smoke, and it's an arcane rune on Nisha. No, he's...
and a regen.
Oh my god.
Oh, it's the Storm Dream here. Arcane and regen. He is good to go.
They're scouting the wards now too to make sure there's no vision. Puppy.
So you get the tree caught down to 2, separate them. We've got Nisha trying to go for Celery, but Celery's out with the Glimmer Cape side. Popping the exorcism. They're trying to spam the last is in onto Boom. Boom gets the knockdown with the last though. But Boom is falling low. Zai able to buy time here with the self-kills. Viking has remained there. BKBs can they actually kill off Zai? No, Zai's got the movement. He's able to step out to the side. Zai's gonna live. Matu's starting to move in. Fisher out onto the forest and the forest. He's in with the echo onto the 3 of them. Shad's down. He's dead and gone for 70 seconds. And they're just cleaning them up one by one. They're going to be able to get the team wipe off the back of that Secret.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
That was, I mean, just dancing from Secret. Nisha dancing in the back, giving Yapstor a 4-man fissure opportunity, 4-man enchant totem, and his blink comes up right after the enchant totem.
I mean,
picture perfect.
It really has felt that the Secret, as you said, they've not done anything unnecessary yet. They've just played this out absolutely textbook. And Viking, that they had something in mind. They're trying something a little different with this Axe Rush on the Troll, but just unable to do anything with it at all because Secret just never really made a bad move against them.
No, I mean, the way that they took that fight, for people who want to see like spell casting and just dancing around a fight and just perfection, helps that Nisha, of course, had an arcane and a regen to be able to do this, but they just completely ruined Vikings.
See it again. I mean, you could the impending doom there where the fish is in. You know it's coming, and then here he is. Yapsor straight into the middle of them all. I mean, that's the power, you know, as you talked about at the start. Big smiles there from Nisha.
Damn.
As the game, you know, suddenly then, you know, the real difference here has been blown wide open. 12k lead for Secret. After what was it, well, a few minutes ago, yeah, you see on the graph, that lead only just cropping up in numbers, but you could certainly tell that Secret, they knew that was coming. They were just waiting for the prime opportunity to create such a lead, and they've done it. And now they're ready to continue the aggression. Nisha straight on to Toby. Shad watching from the side. Doesn't have Boom over the back up. He'll be able to get the lasso out onto Yapsor. Dream calls down. Yapsor does fall. They'll get something out of this. The space is there for Matu to finish off Roche. Aegis and Cheese is his. Viking continuing to slip further behind.
Yeah, they got two full sets of racks. It's an insane gold injection. The support puck of Puppy has a full Aghanim's after all this. They get a Roche too. Everyone finishes up their next item. If we saw the last fight be that difficult for Viking, where that was also a perfect echo and perfect control from Secret, but now they have to play versus even harder grounds here. Man, that was stupendous. I'm just still like that last fight was so pretty to watch.
Yeah, they just picked Viking apart perfectly.
And now they're setting up for Shad too. Got everybody running over it. Coil still on cooldown about 15. Yapsor just starting to respawn. God, and the ceremonial robe also coming into play in that last fight too. Didn't really point out that he had it, but just everything on top of each other kicking in.
Absolutely. And the range on that bad boy is pretty big, right? So even with the Fisher, you're likely going to be in range of the debuff on the heroes. So they are going to have that extended stun duration when you're looking for the setup.
Yep. Scan on the right side. Catches Aramis. Scouted very quickly. He might just foil him in a sec.
Aramis gonna pop his BKB. Boom's trying to move in, but instantly they're on him. The Fisher lockdown's there. Boom, he popped the BKB. Has to be false promise as he falls so low. Ninja gonna zip straight over towards the easy kills. Looks to set up on Aramis. They'll get one. Now they turn over towards Toby. Pulling him back, siphoning him down. Toby, he's still alive. He's trying to escape, but the ghost from side finish him off. Shad attempts to move in. He's still holding on to his BKB charge. He has to pop it, as well as the battle trance boom. He's got the grab on side with the battle trance. They've got the attacks to take down one. Natu also falling, but he has the Aegis. He's ready for a second round. Buyback's coming into play from Viking. They want to make sure that they can take down Matu the second time. Into the silence feature, trying to help out. Fishing out from Yapsor. On to Boom, on to Aramis. Boom to fall. Boom also buyback. They're trying to put everything into this Viking to turn it around, but Matu, he still prevails, staying alive. Turns over towards Shad, bashing him up. Shad, he's trying to eliminate some of the hits here with the mischarge and the boiling actions, but it isn't enough. Another Fisher from Yapsor. As Shad goes down, they just cannot deal with this PL. It's another death on Aramis. Matu just going target to target. They've got a route. They've got one more buyback to throw into this from Shad. Matu's incredibly low, but he's able to step out to the side of the fight. He's away. They're trying to chase. Can they get any grab with this? They've had to use all 5 buybacks here, Viking, but Puppy holds them back. The 3 of them coiled into position. As Nisha, he's still watching from the side.
They're waiting for a chance.
Are they going to be able to get back in on this if they get another hit?
Their tier 4s are dying. The catapults are taking them out. They're looking to catch perhaps on a reset, but no. Viking will be able to get away, but Secret continue their push. And yeah, like you said, PL, the king, just sitting in the midst of the team fight, just hitting everybody, splitting his illusions. Even though there's everyone buying back almost on the side of Viking, still unable to take the fight and only takeouts. And Bobby buying back.
It's certainly looking pretty impossible right now for Viking. And Matu, 25. Yeah, nearly having the completed Abyssal, still just an insane amount of farm here. 38 minutes in, Matu.
And they're ready to still like poke and prod. The Earth Spirit's just respawning. They've almost got everything up already. Boom.
Boom's getting jumped. He's got to put the BKB. He's trying to find a target with the lasso. Dies there, but the dodge hit himself. Get the grab onto Yapstor. Silas with the pullback. Yapstor's still alive, and he's able to get his spells on top of his Dark Totem. Turns with a Fisher. Jab pops the BKB. Trying to fight against this, but he can't find the real PR. Matu completely kites him. He's out to the side. They've lost Boom. They've lost Celery. Nisha's still got mana to play with. Back in for the cleanup. Yapstor comes with the echo sound down onto the two of them. They're all dead yet again. Triple kill for Nisha. This game is over as Secret take this first game and in a way where the build-up very gradual, as we saw it stayed even on the numbers, but there was always that worry that it was going to get very quickly blown out of control, and my goodness, it did. From that team fight in the mid lane to the closing seconds of the game, that was just Secret at full power, and Viking, they...
The battle begins. Dire's courier has been killed.
Never recover.
Radiant's top tower is under attack. Dire team ban.
Like watching over the game. It could be a play issue, it could be a pick issue. You can criticize it a couple ways. But as long as they play about the same, I think they're in a good spot. They certainly have the chance to still win the series, even though they're down one game.
Yeah, they had some good moments. They have identified that the Death Prophet was their biggest problem. Also, first pick goes this time around to Team Viking, which is why we see Secret ban out both Nyx Assassin
10
and Keep Up the
seconds
Light.
remaining.
Indeed, but once again, Secret is Radiant. So I would
Yes.
imagine that
Team
they...
Secret's turn to pick.
I don't actually know what they would have chosen. And Nerd Spirit first pick, man, I have fallen into this trap myself drafting against Puppy. Something we obviously all know what like hero versatility can do. You see like, okay, oh, this Death Prophet, that could be here, that could be there. The problem with Earth Spirit is that not only is it locking you into a 4, but it's an aggressive style. It's a weak laner. You want to be able to make
5
moves.
seconds remaining.
And the
Dire
worst
team
thing my brother always said about playing Earth Spirit is that if you were in a game where you couldn't kill at least 2 lanes, you felt bad.
Team Secret.
This is not something you necessarily want to first pick against a really experienced team like Secret for that reason. Because they will not give you killable lanes. Summer, sorry.
That's an early Enigma pickup.
Mm-hmm.
This feels like a prep strat
Yeah.
for Viking GG, and that's the one counter argument to
10
what Kyle's saying.
seconds
Basically, is that I agree with what he said, but if this is your strat and you need Earth Spirit as a piece of it, sometimes you're gonna have to show it right away. And Enigma's already also a very clear like we're doing something, we're planning something here, switching it up. No more of those like you do a draft and you try it again to see if it'll work the second time. It's like not in DPC League. These games mean too much. So you gotta have something special ready to go at least for 2 out of the 3 games.
Explains also why they banned Death Prophet, because if they leave that, Secret pick it right here. It's excellent against Earth Spirit for reasons you already mentioned, and a great hero against the Enigma as
Dire
well.
team
Ghosts
back.
kill him even when he's channeling. And oh my god, first you give him the Shaker. Now it's Yepsor Rubik against
an
Enigma.
Enigma,
I see
yeah.
Purge's grimacing right now. Oh.
Realistically, though, this is the benefit of having maybe the best or one of the best
10
fours in the world. Is that
remaining.
pretty much no matter what he picks, you're like, oh, I'm really confident in that Yapsor pick.
Yeah,
5
that is
seconds
true.
remaining.
That is definitely.
Secret's
And that's
turn
true
to
for a
ban.
lot of the players on the side of Team Secret. So.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, we know that this is an uphill battle, but I think if that first game showed us anything, is that Viking does have the presence of mind to make those strategic moves, to be on top of the movements of Team Secret, especially for the
10
first 15
seconds
minutes. And I
remaining.
think that's the area where they need to find their advantage.
Sure.
5 seconds
They
remaining.
have potential. Like they're not a bad team. It's just they're playing up against the Titan of Dota.
Yeah.
Earth Spirit with Enigma, I've always liked because now you guarantee catch. Enigma's big weakness is you're basically you push, you got Black Hole, but you want something one that plays with you in the laning phase that can help you land kills. If you have Eidolons up,
Secret's
and
turn
that
to
also
ban.
lets you stay away. Like same way we saw the Shaker DP, Enigma likes to play solo on lane, and Earth Spirit naturally wants to move around a bit.
You know what? Maybe we should add an extra ban.
I'm surprised. Why did we take the 3 bans from the first phase and put them in the second?
Why don't we have 3
10
bans in the
seconds
first and
remaining.
3 bans in the second? Why don't we
3 bans in all the phases.
9
We
bans?
should get a ban.
What do you think, Purge?
I would say it limits creativity a little bit, and if you balance the game really well and most heroes are approximately like closer to each other, then having too many bans in the first phase is not as necessary. I feel like, because then it lets you just like push strats out of the way all the time.
But this is
see
at
what I
the
mean?
moment.
Dire
Team Secret, they can't add the ban
Secret's
Nyx Assassin
turn to
Keep of the Light. We see everybody banning out the same heroes. Just have an extra ban to be the meta ban. Or
Oh, Dota Plus subscribers get to add, they get to vote for 2 bans
Oh my god.
for all DPC matches.
No.
10
I see Kev nodding.
Valve can make money from this.
Yeah.
They just might do it.
5
I
seconds.
really
dear
think
God.
we're onto something.
Ah.
And if you get Dota Plus Platinum, you actually get to choose the first picks.
Nope. Nope. Not in my Dota
How much
2.
is platinum? How much is
$50 a month.
That's not going to be fun. It's not fun to watch pro players play bad strats.
It's one hero.
And-
They're professional players. They can't make a
Wait.
strategy.
Because with the bans, it would be like one ban for both teams, right? This is like banned by the community and then banned by the teams. Because if picks, you can't, then you're all of a sudden putting one team in an advantage.
Am I in like an alternative universe here? What is happening on this panel? Why is Purge going along with this nonsense? Why am I the reasonable
What?
one?
I am not. I promise you, it's not going to be good.
Remaining.
It's not compelling. You don't want to watch like the reverse captains mode. That shit's not fun. Hey, let's watch 2 really bad drafts fight.
Oh yeah,
like,
I've played in some of
they're
those. They're not fun.
they're not fun to watch. They're not fun to play. People are going to pick proteins techies. I'm telling you, as somebody who's done Midas modes, you got to be really careful. It's going to make not fun gameplay.
Jesus.
So
Someday,
sorry, Kyle.
someday there will be a book written about those late night discussions between Slacks and Kevin about the integrity of the Midas mode economy.
Hey man, Midas
God, that
Mode
was
3.
fun.
There's lore behind there.
Oh yeah.
Someday.
Void Spirit, you know, with Ember
5
and Storm
seconds
banned, there's
remaining.
only one left. Secret, take it immediately. It's real nice against both Earth Spirit and Enigma. It's just active. Enigma's weakest against high reach. Void Spirit, some of the best in Dota 2. Look at the team fight. It's nice. I want to see Viking now set up for a 4th pick. I actually still really like SF. We could maybe see them go for the Lina like in the previous series, but against a Rubik Void Spirit, you're again really susceptible to just getting ran at and killed.
How likely is that Void Spirit moving?
It's definitely open. I'd say it's 70% mid at the moment.
Okay.
Although it is a really nice mid puck game too. That's the thing. And I feel like actually looking at Secret, it's more likely they're putting puck mid at the moment. But of course, things.
What do you think is more likely puck mid instead of Void Spirit? Because I feel like Void Spirit's better here because he has more single target damage than Puck does in those first rotations, and I feel like that's a counter to Enigma.
Mostly just because Puck doesn't ever fear Earth Spirit rotating mid, whereas a Void, with assuming Viking pick a favorable matchup, like say it's an SF as an example, you kill Void Spirit once, and like his game is just ruined. And you won't really be able to match the tempo of a hero like Enigma. You want a mid that's able to actually rotate and deal with a 6 to 8 minute Necrobook Eidolon push. And a Void Spirit that's behind doesn't really do that very well if the enemy mid is already ahead and can match his move.
Man, speaking of Necro books, wouldn't something like a Beast... Well, actually, is it...
It's still up.
A Beastmaster would be pretty nice against Enigma, and also gives you Necrobook lineup, gives you push.
I actually think Puppy's playing this Void Spirit.
I think it's gonna be a 5, like Kuro's doing.
Now things might change a bit because Puck against DK is very unfavorable, but it opens them up. Well, it's a nice match. It's definitely canned pick. I think it was Kevin who said that. Like DK Enigma, this is something we used to do all the time, canned, because it's a really high level yet easy to execute strategy that is kind of difficult to exploit because you always have win conditions. You
5
kill towers,
seconds remaining.
you get Aegis, BKB Black Hole, life's good.
DK does fine in both of these maps, right? Like he just doesn't die,
Oh yeah.
so it's harder to gank. And then you just rotate to be the frontliner for the tower pushes. You can set Eidolons behind him. That way Enigma's a little bit more safe when you do these pushes. So
There's still the chance that neither Puck nor Void Spirit are mid.
That's
knows?
true.
Could just be the 5 and the 3, and yeah.
I love DK. It's an old man's hero. I've been playing mid a lot. It's like I still haven't lost a step on my DK, you know? It's a real
He's
Nice.
literally designed not to die. I should
know,
hope
it's
that
great.
you
Ooh, we got
giving
ourselves
away
a
the
tango on
there.
the board.
and
that
they-
also could be any lane.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
So this is what's so spooky. Like, how do you draft? What are the positions right now for these 4 secret heroes?
Yeah, but that's unfair because
10
chat knows.
seconds remaining.
They know everything.
No, they don't.
Yeah, they do.
I
Yeah,
like
yeah, they do, because they're gonna get like 8,000
5
comments and one of them's gonna be right.
Exactly. It's the hive mind.
All right, well,
Kyle, I got you a basketball reference. It's like when you do March Madness and everybody fills out a bracket, and one person that doesn't follow basketball always wins.
that's true.
Just like that.
My 7-year-old brother once won in a pool of 40. He correctly picked the 15 seed to be the 2. Wild times.
Dire team
Good for him.
back.
Right.
Bloodseeker.
Yep, the Pango counter. I like this Viking draft, I gotta say. I don't know what the Enigma is at the moment, and I'm hoping they're not last picking their 5, but that is a possibility. It is a rather nice Grimstroke game, actually. Jeez, is that
10
banned? That's still up,
seconds
right?
That's still in.
still there.
All right, well, Secret's gonna ban it, I would imagine, but God, is that a perfect
5
Grimstroke 5th
seconds
pick?
remaining.
Pango does have some solutions with the shard now since he can magic immune fall, but yeah, definitely very good heroes against him.
Well, it's the Void and the Puck as well. The fact you have a double DK stun,
Team
double
Secret's
Rupture.
Turn to ban.
Was that Ulfgar
Double
that we
melt.
saw who got the Pango shard and then just kept getting slapped by Bloodseeker
Yes.
like around the
Yes,
corner?
that was Uker. He had a lot of fun with it. He was
He was
smiling
laughing
as he died.
as he died.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think the game was pretty much over at that point.
It was.
Too, so.
It was, absolutely.
10 seconds
But
remaining.
yeah, that was a lot of fun to watch. We have Lycan banned out, so it seems like
5
Viking is
seconds
still
remaining.
wanting on the side of Team Seek to have a hard carry, which makes sense. Because so
Dire
far, all
team
their
banned.
heroes, yes, they're super duper flexible, but they're not very great at carrying anything late game. And the Grimstroke indeed banned.
That's why I love working Grid.
Team Secret.
If you see something you're like, hey, that would be a really good idea. They always think of it too. It's
Probably thought of
validated.
it first, even.
Prob-
I mean,
Probably.
if we can see it coming, they definitely can see it coming. Let's be really honest, guys.
They got eyes in
So-
the back of their heads. They see all the heroes all the time.
Team Secret definitely lacking tower hitters right now. I think that explains
10
the Lycan ban
seconds
feels
remaining.
okay at hitting towers. Seems like they're worried about
5
swarm stuff
seconds
because their
remaining.
AoE is pretty limited right now. They've basically got like Blood Right and Breathe
Dire
Fire,
team pick.
so any AoE stuff is scary for Viking. See what Secret finishes with. The Viking goes first. Could be Enigma support. They could be picking a support here. Secret anticipates a support to be picked.
Yeah, I like the Oracle and the Grimstroke bans. Like, yeah, you know, maybe they'll just go for something like a Witch Doctor, but that doesn't, you know,
10
they already have their
seconds
win
remaining.
conditions set on Viking. They wanted to finish with something that amplified them.
5 seconds remaining.
You don't want a 5, like even a Disruptor. It just doesn't feel good. You want something that doesn't have to worry about its own game, but rather makes it easier for your cores to play.
Team Secret's turn to
How
pick.
about a lion?
Always
question marks across the board.
I like it when Save is playing it. I'm not
It-
sure about this one.
It's just real squishy, and there's a lot of catch. Like Secret, look at these 4 heroes. If
10
2 of them
seconds
decide to
remaining.
cast their spells on Lion, Lion is dead.
Yes.
It is rather
5
nice though with
seconds
Bloodseeker, with DK, with Enigma. Like you have a bunch of damage.
Choose your
So
hero.
that's a big boy.
The dive hero is just going to run to the back lines, and they can't really kill him. It's a very good Bristle game.
Yeah, they push the Puck back to 5 because you don't want to play core Puck against a DK. Void Spirit will have a free lane mid. Bristleback has a free lane top. The Eidolons do not have bonus physical resist, just magical, so the Spines will kill him in 2 or 3 props. Yeah, it's just, I love Bristleback. Big fan.
Big fan. That's your final words. Curious about your final words, Purge.
I think the Bristle's perfect for basically diving into the enemy team and forcing them into a weird spot where they have to use spells in a less than ideal way. So I think Secret's going to play super high tempo and
10
just pressure
seconds remaining.
Viking GG constantly.
How about you, Moxie?
5
I'm
seconds
concerned about
remaining.
Vikings' amount of damage output. I think worrisome to me, especially with the bees coming into play and whatnot. So it just, you've got a Bristleback. I'm interested to see which build he's going to go. If he's going to go for that heart build that we saw before, or the Eternal Shroud kind of thing. But either way,
Yeah, Ags on Void Spirit is insane this game. Same with the Orca. Anything he goes is going to be great. Nisha's going to have a hell of a time. Rude control is going to be big. If Viking want to win, they need to have a lot of pressure onto the Bristle lane. They've got to kill him with a black hole. They got to take the tower and shrink the map. And Lion can't feed. It's a lot of boxes to
Shrink the map, and Lion can't feed. I don't think anybody should feed. That's bad. Don't feed in your pubs. Not intentionally, anyway. Let's find out this second game if Viking can bring it back to that third game, or if Secret is going to take the series 2-0. Let's head over to OD Pixel and Fog.
Thank you very much, Steve. Yes, game 2 ready to go here between Viking and Secret. And Bog, we saw last game, Secret very much on their nightmare mode. Do you think Viking's going to be able to challenge them here in game 2 with the lineup that they have?
Well, they're playing into, we were looking at that little, right there, look at that beauty. You have the Yapso Rubik when they picked an Enigma. That's always a fear. As soon as I saw the Enigma, I was like, Secret, snap picking this Rubik. No hesitation, they did. They have a good lineup if they can keep the pace, but if they fall behind at all, I feel very worried for Viking. And I'm also worried that the fact I don't feel like there's a good lane for Enigma at all. I think that's what Secret set themselves up with these picks.
Prepare for battle.
Pangolier, we saw during one DreamLeague tournament actually in particular, where we saw that hero just owns Enigma in the lane and throughout most of the game. Bristleback, same thing. It's going to be tough for Toby just to sit, because he has to go versus either Zai or versus Matumba as the lane setup.
The next label play.
Find out.
And I don't want them to fall behind at all, because it's on you super quickly, and you, with a hero like Lion, your team fight's always going to be a lot weaker. You're really reliant on your 4 position and your offlaner to carry the team fights, because Lion, he's weird. He's more of this pick-off kind of hero. His Hex is really good this game versus the Void Spear and the Puck, but Lion overall has always had that big weakness where your team fight's just extremely lackluster.
Yeah, and you can't help but sort of feel underwhelmed, right, by a draft that ends with the Lion pick.
That too. And it's non-traditional carries. I mean, Bloodseeker's, I'm still gonna leave him in the non-traditional section because he's not this super late game kind of guy. He's really good in certain games, especially he's counter to this Pango and all that, but Bristleback compared to a Bloodseeker scales way harder. He also has the backup of other scaling heroes. So yeah, Vikings is just all about the early and mid game, and if they start to fall behind, I can see it being another dance by Secret.
And in that sort of sense, do you think for DK we're going to see like the Blink Dagger rush, and then Boom's going to try and start the fight? You still look at the heroes around the Bristleback. A Blink Dragon Tail stun could set up for Vikings lineup to burst any of the other 4 heroes in the mid game.
Maybe. I think it all depends on how the laning starts for everybody. As Viking, all 5 walking up. Nisha will throw a Thermid down to adopt them. They still connect the stun.
And the spike is there. Bloodbright does connect. But Aramis was off the mark. Yeah, with the rolling bot, and they ended up needing that. With that connection at the bottom, they probably would have got him. And not in this situation.
Did anyone else skill anything that isn't necessary? No, okay. I want to make sure that no one skills like a DK stun or something, just ruins their lane. So at least that didn't happen. And Celery was like on the edge of the stun, so I guess Aramis wasn't gonna hit. We're gonna see which lanes end up being given. We're seeing Zai bottom. I think this is what I was talking about, is the Enigma just has nowhere to go. So Pango, he's excellent in the lane versus the Enigma, and this is the setup that they're going for, an aggro pressure lane.
Well, we'll see how well Toby can play it down here. Otherwise, it could be one of those games where we do see the Enigma resigning to the triangle kind of early. If it is too tough of a time for him down here.
Just don't feed away too many of those Eidolons. He can do a good job in the lane as long as you just feed your Eidolons and make sure that the Air Spirit is near you at least at the start. Because once Zai hits like level 3, you just swashbuckle through the Eidolons and you get the extra hit, and you pretty much kill them.
See here again,
Celery.
Puppy being a right nuisance for Celery. Be sure that he's got to start the lane a salve down.
Smart way to approach lane is when you're doing an aggressive tri lane is doing exactly what they did there. The creeps don't aggro on the first wave, just beat the crap out of the support, and he already has to waste that salve as you talk about.
And as you said, obviously having Zai down bottom against the Enigma is what Secret wanted, and that doesn't really sacrifice them anything up top. Like, this is more than a fine setup for Matthew to farm in.
Yeah, they have to switch the lanes, but even now it's like it's not good for Viking either. The fact that they have to switch the lanes, like I was saying before, it's Bristleback good versus Enigma, and Celery almost getting taken out there from the right clicks, 1 or 2 more, and he was dead. So this is going to be problematic for Toby even up in this top lane. And Zai now already level 2 versus a double melee. He's got ways to play around this bottom lane. It looks really good for Secret. I mean, Celery just always at the risk of dying if he steps up at all.
Yeah, he's dead. He is very, very dead. I mean, it does feel like that the game's going to be like that. Where can Celery sort of find his place in this laning phase as a line? Where does he go? What can he do?
There's not many places. He's going to move bottom because he has to stick with the Bloodseeker. Maybe they can set up a kill onto Zai if he doesn't see it coming. He sees it directly coming, and he can play perfectly around it. I mean, Aramis is going to have to be the one who breaks away. It's going to have to be Lion and Bloodseeker bottom. And I feel like Toby's going to get absolutely nothing. He's got 7 denies making Eidolons, but now he's out of mana, and the lane positioning is just in a spot where he's going to get nothing. So they're going to have to sack the lane. He's going to have to just move. Puppy's moving bottom. His job is done. Great setup here.
See Zai even getting pretty aggressive onto Celery.
He actually went for it.
Yeah,
He might die for it.
He's going to get held in the blood right. The boulder from Aramis didn't connect. And Zai, Fairy Fire. It's going to keep him alive. I mean,
Actually survived.
pretty crazy that he did live there, because that was a rather from Zai just swashbuckling in on Celery when he knew that the three of them were down here. He did the math though. He was like, well, I know they can't kill me, and he was right. Actually able to walk away from it.
Puppy will get the orb. He'll be able to disconnect away.
Dire's courier.
I'm just watching
has been
Toby.
killed.
His courier even gets, dude, he's gotten like literally.
Oh,
he's
no, not
half
the
a weight below
courier.
one, and he loses his courier. That's what? That's 2 or 3 couriers? Oh, yeah, 2 couriers dead.
I mean, at what point does he sort of say, well, I'm just going to go hit jungle creeps?
He can't. Yap's just gonna follow him. He can't go to the jungle. That's the problem. Him now being up here is just
nothing.
He's gonna get nothing. He can't go anywhere. They're gonna kill his Eidolons, and Yaps are just gonna follow him. They may have gotten a position now where Shad is getting something at least because he's not getting pressured as much. But now your Enigma is completely out of the game. The whole early game, and now his Eidolons again are just dead. All 3 of them. Doesn't deny one, but
This is definitely a rough start. You know, if we see sort of Toby able to pick up his game, this game, it's going to be quite the comeback of, you know, what has been yet his first 4 minutes of just nothingness for the Enigma. As Secret have completely shut it down. Secret's going to come in from Aramis, but Toby's dead. He's back to base for 10 seconds. I don't know how he's going to recover his game here.
I don't either. There's a huge creep wave up top that Aramis is fortunately at least going to get experience of. Matu's trying to push him out. Tower actually switches to Matu. Okay. Okay, though. And he will at least get all this experience. Yaps are starting to beat on the tower a little bit there to get extra damage, but they'll be thankful to get all that. Up to level 2 now on the Enigma at 4 minutes.
All right. So that wave under the tower
Dire's structures
definitely helped.
Puppy versus Celery. Off the mark with the orb. And we haven't done a chance to actually look at the mid lane. Whereas the fortunate thing for Viking, at the very least, is Boom is doing very well in that matchup with his Breed Fire reducing the damage.
Radiant's courier
And the Bloodseeker's
has
at
been
least farming,
killed.
right? Shad with that movement, he is at least getting a good lane for himself, which they do need. They need to have a good early game.
That should
Celery. Get the 1 rune. Puppy jumps over though, places a ward. They'll be able to secure 3 runes.
Nothing to your
Maybe. Hermes. We got this one. Okay.
Pretty much Yap's mana boot stump from Rubik. Bounties. I mean, so when you sort of look at this DK voice split, do you imagine this is going to be a game where Boom's going to be pretty stationary in this mid lane, waiting for Nisha to make moves across the map so he can just start hitting this tower as soon as possible?
At least at the start, yeah, but he's gonna have to be active. He's gonna have to do some other stuff. In the beginning, this is your heat map for a DK usually is just gonna be first 10 minutes in that mid lane. Maybe around 8 minutes you go toward one of the side lanes, but this is all just about him, about his game. And he's gonna be able to apply good pressure. Let's see how Secret does react. They're setting up right now for some runes. Nisha will be able to get that arcane, and they might actually go for. I've seen it a couple times that they do set up for the kill onto Boom, but I don't know if they have the hero or the actual damage to be. It's a DK at this point.
Vikings definitely going to have to keep a lookout though for Nisha maybe making moves on other lanes. Top lane. Diving in again onto Toby. There'll be a TP over front Celery. Good slow hit from Aramis onto the 2 of the bystander. Celery coming with the stun. They're onto the Timberman. Have they got enough damage to take him down? They do. Matthew will fall as Viking punish Secret for getting a little too aggressive underneath that top tower.
Much needed to Toby now almost completely recovered, still not in the place he wants to be as his Enigma, but almost level 5 now after that. He got most of those last 3-4 waves that were top pushing in. The decent salvage of what looked like it could snowball out of control very quickly. They do salvage at least first 6 minutes.
Celery hanging around the mid lane, but Chef unlikely to jump within range of the line. And Celery is just continue to make his way down to the bottom. Get that set up for Shad's blood right.
Aramis has TP ready, so he could set up down here. Aramis also has the Urn done on the Earth Spirit. No points in the Silence just yet. I think he probably wants to pick that one up at level 4 this game since he's playing versus Void Spirit, Pango, and Puck. That'll make his ganking a lot easier around the map. Right now, just chilling top until they maybe see an opportunity to go on bottom. May have to go kind of soon though. Zai's getting closer and closer to level 6. Once Zai hits 6, they can't actually make this aggressive move. He'll just counter all of it with the Rolling Thunder.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
The mid boom, he's already done quite a significant amount of damage to this tower. The first round of the Elder Dragon form is coming in with the second round. As Nisha TP's in, they check the enemy. He's also finding a DD. That'll certainly help his pressure.
Yeah, just keep hitting it. Keep hitting that mid tower. They can't kill him. Unless they had Rolling Thunder, they can't actually set up for him. That's the only way is if Zai was there. And Zai hit 6. Okay, now they might actually go for him here.
TP over.
Tango ult is online.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
Already
Dire's
stepping
top
right
tower
back
has
though.
fallen.
See how far forward he comes. Zai teasing with the Thunder, waiting to see if Boom oversteps the mark, but he won't. Boom plays it smart. He knows that Zai's off map and he doesn't want to risk any further pressure onto this mid tower for now.
Good read of the map there by Boom. They saw it. I think they saw it. They were aware that Zai did TP out of the bottom lane, and that's the only damage that they could have on the side of Secret to kill a DK. So a great read of the map by them. Split up right away. Boom gets right back to his place. There is still the 3 euro.
They're still
Set up
looking.
on him.
They're going to see if they've got the control, and they've found that perfect position around the step instead of the Boom with some nice sidestepping. Mass DP's coming in. Boom, he's low, but he's not going to quite fall. The Astral Step comes in along with the Stimulate. Finally, they get him, but Nisha has had to put himself in a very deadly position to get that kill, as Nisha will go down in return. So they're getting Boom, but Viking, but a solid setup, and Boom, some sweet little moves there to mean it takes Secret quite a bit of time to actually kill him.
But they bring 3 people. They bring everyone. The other 2 side lanes are abandoned. Matu and Puppy both just farming during it there, and they look at the gold advantage just goes up for them because of that downtime. Just everyone having to rally to try to protect their DK. Still does go down. If he lives there, that would be huge. Now he does have his DK form up. He's making the way toward bottom, but I mean, Secret's responding. They're gonna have Rolling Thunder in 15.
Dire's
Boom.
top tower.
Dragon form Puppy looks for Puppy, but quick phase shift. Dodges the Dragon Tail. Anisha and Zai come into the backlines. They take out Celery.
Zai's ult is going to be up in 5 seconds. They're going to look to fight this again here in a second on Secret.
Starting to slow down Boom. Natu beginning the preparations for the dive. Zai, he's in. He's got that angle. A couple of bounces in onto Boom. Also onto Aramis coming in. Boom. He's getting low, but Zai hits him once more with the Thunder. Smooth moves from Zai, set up for an easy fight for Secret to run them down one by one. Toby's going to drop the black hole onto the 2 of them. There's no damage followed though. Puppy and Matu still alive. Shad's going to try and come in for the cleanup. A lot of quill spray stats on Toby. He's got to back up. Shad just ends up exploding on the front to both Matu and Nisha's damage output. As Celery and Toby, they've got to run. They're trying to get out of there. Matthew starts to lay down the goo. Puppy's got the coil, locks down the 2 of them as Nisha just dives in and finishes up the cleanup.
Wow. Spellcasting at its finest again, and Secret just pushing it.
Dire's bottom
Pushing and
tower
reading
is under
the plays
attack.
that are coming. The Pango ult was coming back up. They understand exactly where the aggression is going to come. When DK shows himself bottom, he can't go anywhere else. So Zai's just going to follow him around for what seems like the rest of this early game. DK goes mid. Watch Zai. Look at the Pango. Immediately running toward mid to set up with his Rolling Thunder and go for these kills. This is just, again, Secret just knowing exactly where to be and knowing exactly what to do on those places of the map versus what Vikings got so far. And now Viking, like they're trying to set up for bottom here again. We might see Boom even make the way toward bottom, but the Rolling Thunder is just, the frequency of it is too fast. They can set up for these quick plays just
Radiant's
a little bit
bottom
better
tower
than
is
Viking
under
is. And
attack.
Shad is very far into the tower right now.
Over he goes, lift up from Yapsil. Zai heads over towards Aramis. Aramis is going to struggle to provide any backup. Shad's trying to help out Yapsil. The stolen rupture. I mean, you can see, I think Shad was as incredibly surprised as he's suddenly like, hang on, I'm bleeding as well. His dead. Mid lane, Poppy's got the setup with the coil. A quick move from Secret from bottom to mid lane. Yapsel picks up the double. Well, we saw sort of this outplay come out in you know, what was it, about sort of 25 minutes into the first game. Here, already at 12 minutes in, we are starting to see Secret outclass Viking.
It's just really bad. I mean, I hate gushing over it like this so much, but it's perfect moves. Like, just no hesitation at all. They're just reading exactly what Viking wants to do with the game, and just they're a full step ahead of them in every single one of these situations. Matu has
look at his
Eternal
farm.
Crowd nearly done after the Vanguard and the Soul Ring. He's massive, and we've already been seeing the damage issues coming out for the side of Viking. Puppy, he walks in just to mess with Shad a little bit. And now it's probably so scary to even look to want to make any move on the side of Viking. Now the three moves that you tried to make aggressively have been completely stagnated by Secrets. It's gonna make it really hard for them to do much of anything. Celery trying to secure their woods for now for Boom to get his blink dagger so they can actually have a shot of being able to kick off the fights. But pretty 6k deficit is gonna make it incredibly hard even with that.
I mean, yeah, that is the thing. Yeah, as you say, he's going to be jumping into, I mean, probably imminent death unless they can really find Secret in a position where one hero is completely isolated. But as we've seen so far, that just doesn't tend to happen for Secret, right? They don't leave themselves open to being jumped in the manner that Viking need to be able to give their squad a chance in this game.
Yeah, Aramis is in a good position here. He actually gets a decent connect onto Zai, immediately lifted and tossed away though, and won't be able to connect with another slow. Again in position. Aramis is in a really nice spot too, but Toby.
He's looking pretty dead. Zai clips him with the swashbuckle, sweeps around with the thunder. There's no escape. As it's another kill for Yapsor, diving in for more, rupture down onto Celery. They're trying to run Viking, but Puppy been able to lock them down with the Dream Coil. Niche is in, easily dodging the Blood Bright with the Dissimulate. Step over onto Shad, Shad to go down. Boom's getting played around with the side. It's getting messy. 15 to 3, 14 minutes in, 8k lead. There's still a lot of towers on the map, but one more fight like this, and we may see the G's being dropped.
Dire's bottom tower has fallen.
Wow, I mean, they're here just well
Dire's bottom tower
and brutally taking complete advantage of this Enigma, as Toby just unable to do literally anything in this game from minute one.
Dire's middle tower
Bottom of the net worth for the core is below
Dire's
every single one of Secret's heroes too. Secret just knows exactly how Viking wants to play, and they're in their head.
That should help. I don't know what they do. Well, what do you do in this position? I think you've got to be. It's probably that stage where you pick up a smoke, you go all in around the DK, and see if you can get some sort of kill.
Yes, Matu's unkillable. Matu can just run up any high ground with no fear.
Puppy just goes in. He just leads straight in. He is not scared at all. Coil down onto Celery. Shad just getting jumped by Nisha and Zai. Shad's dead. So Celery, it's falling apart completely for Viking.
Even gets the lift. He's got the Hex follow-up. And now they're going to be able to get another. He might even just roll on him too. There you go.
Secret playing at the classic sort of 110% here. We know that they're bringing it here in this series. And Viking, I mean, it's, again, this is a tough series, and they already had a rough one. You know, it's already 2 series here at this league that Viking have definitely been hit hard in.
Dire's top tower is under
and this one, I don't feel like they can even do anything anymore. This one, just everything fell apart way too quickly.
I mean, look at it's just in Yapsor and Puppy. They're on track to overtake the farm of Boom and Shap. One more fight, and they'll be ahead. Secret will have the top 5 in net worth.
And there's just, this was a full early game draft too. That's the thing. It's like, it's a DK and a Bloodseeker. So if you're losing this hard in the early, there's no hope to come back.
And
your Enigma is completely countered, as we've mentioned ad nauseum in this. There's no hope. There's no real hope. They're smoked around trying to look for something, maybe, but see if they can get Nisha.
See if they can. They're dropping the finger, everything into the side, but he's got a haste spray in. He's able to just step out to the side, and he's ready to sweep back in onto Boom. Boom's dead. Zai's in with the chase.
Stolen finger, why not?
It's, I think that letter G on the keyboard's probably looking very appealing right now for Viking to sort of end the pain.
Yapster has a charge of finger and Celery does not.
Oh my goodness.
Insult to injury.
Oh no. Oh no.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
Whew.
I'm speechless at how. I mean, I don't know if it's just if it's only just Secret being
Dire's
that
middle tower is under
amazing
attack.
and just knowing exactly how Viking's gonna play, or if Vikings just
Radiant's
didn't
bottom
be
tower
clever
is
enough.
under
Because
attack.
they just it's everything is just read like a book for Secret. Puppy and the boys just moving from lane to lane, moving from kill to kill, moving to fight. Phenomenal. Love me some clean Dota. Aramis, let's see if you can get the steal.
He's going for the steal. That's what he's playing
Swinging
for.
over.
Let's see if he can do it.
The fight's going to be pretty much impossible for them, but can they steal?
He's going to have to go soon. He's not. Oh, he's in. Oh, it was close. He tried. It was close. Actually getting in the pit before the Aegis was picked up, but wasn't able to grab it himself. Boom's committed in with the other Dragonfall. They get the Black Hole down onto the two. They have managed to catch both the claws. They will get the kill on Tanisha with this, but of course no way of killing off Matsuma. Man, they stole the Black Hole from the outside.
Sure, why not?
I mean, why not? Why not do so to close it up? 25
Did you see Shat in that
to
fight
4.
too?
Where was he? Was he?
Zai just rolling thunder bounced him for 8 seconds. The entire duration.
I mean, he's smiling. Zai always got the tongue out as well.
They're having a good time, for sure.
It's a rough one for Viking. This is a
Dire's top tower has fallen.
tough one. Still some smiles there with Aramis looks like he's trying to keep the spirits up here for Viking. They know that this is
Dire's
quite
middle
the
tower
position
is
they're
under
in, but
attack.
you know, well, why not go out with at least a few more bangs, a few more attempts here at a fight. You know the sort of the cards are against you here against Secret, and here we go. Smoke up, smiles all around.
Get Puppy. Just get Puppy.
Yeah, that's what they want to do.
That's gotta be the goal.
Find
Get
Puppy, kill the pup.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
That's their goal. If I can get a kill here, this is going to be a win for them. They know that's all they want. They just want one kill
Dire's
here.
middle tower has fallen.
Are they going to be giving it though, Celery? They're all sticking together. They've got the one ward right there on the high ground.
Dire's
Swooping.
middle tower is under attack.
Who's it going to be?
Precious bounty.
Not looking to be on track to find anyone.
Dire's bottom tower
Just wait, they'll
is
find
under
one.
attack.
All they want, just one.
A prize.
Someone will TP for the roof. They're hoping. Oh, it's back. Okay, they found a nice juice.
All right, hey, there it is. Smile, look at that. They love that. Chad's like, all right, that's the win right there. That is a win right there. Get those stacks. And the ancients as well. Look at that. And their birthdays and Christmas is coming at once. Yeah.
Oh, poor them. I love it though. I love when you know in the
I love it smile. And it's sort of the contrast. Well, meanwhile, on Secret, Puppy's like, we must win this game. Yapsel,
Let the world.
do not fight whatever.
They got Puppy. They've all tipped them and they
Dire's bottom tower
I mean, there
is
we
under
go.
attack.
There we go. I mean, they know it. They knew it. It was a tough one for Viking. They go out with some smiles. Secret. They go out business as usual there for Secret. As some smiles there. Nisha, I mean, he's got the rest of them in full focus mode. Puppy actually losing a few inches during that game.
Puppy actually hides the bottom of his mouth so you can't see that he's ever smiling. Just